Hello and welcome to the Natural Dog Training Academy. My name's Sonia Dombrowski.
Hello, I'm Lorna, and welcome to our channel. Well, it's that time of year again where we're all going absolutely crazy for Christmas, setting up for Christmas. We try and concentrate so much into just a few short weeks. But Sonia and I thought that we would talk today a little bit about how to prepare your dog or prepare yourself and your dog for the festivities, especially if you're having people into your home. There's a lot of things that you really should be aware of when you've got a dog or dogs around. So that's what we thought we would just chat about today and give you some tips of things perhaps that would help make it a more pleasant, enjoyable, quiet time for you and your dog and your family.
Yeah, so I'll start off. You probably have already put your decorations up and your Christmas tree, but especially if you've got a young dog and an active dog, hyper dog, the best thing to do is to put your decorations up, but have your dog out the room. Don't have your dog in the room with you because they'll just get too excited and way over the top. So you are best to have them out the room, aren't you, Lorna? And
Yeah.
maybe give them something to occupy themselves, like a filled Kong or a lick mat.
Yeah, because if they're in the room with you while you're putting all these decorations out, especially if you've got young children who are getting excited, your dog picks up on that. And your dog doesn't really know what a Christmas tree is, but they focus on it and they see that it's something that is for excitement. So if they're there at that point in time, then they're going to be focusing on your tree quite a bit.
Mm, definitely. With especially with all the colours and the baubles, and we know how dogs like balls. So yeah, that's a definite one. And definitely if you're putting chocolate on the tree. So if you're hanging chocolate or sweets, your dog's going to smell them. So just be mindful of that. If you have got a dog that's an opportunist, likes to steal things, you're probably going to get your chocolate stolen, and that's not going to end well. So yeah,
That's
definitely.
more likely to bring the tree down as well, I would suspect, as they jump, but knowing that happen. But remember,
Yeah.
Sonia, there's a lot of my clients that I go into, especially when they have quite young children. They put one of these barriers round their tree,
Mm.
the kind of plasticky weight barrier, just to keep their very young children perhaps away from the presents and the tree. But also, it's very, very useful for a dog, especially as you say, a more exuberant or a younger dog. Then
Mm.
that kind of, you know what I mean? That kind of plastic, it all just connects, that can just protect the tree a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And how many houses have we been in, Lorna, where people have had like real Christmas trees and the dog's gone and peed up the tree?
Yeah,
So
not
that
something to think
again,
about, but it happens. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Not every dog, but yeah, most dogs, definitely. I think with especially if you're having a busy house, if you're having lots of people over, there's going to be music, there's going to be talking, there's going to be. So what's the most important thing for a dog? Well, one of the most important things, Lorna, on Christmas Day is some rest, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think regardless of the kind of personality your dog has, but obviously perhaps a little bit more if you know your dog's a little bit nervous, but this can apply to any dog, and especially if you have young dogs, because they get overexcited and they get overtired. And then when they get overtired, they get badly behaved. So it really perhaps would be a good idea for you to think of preparing a safe place for your dog to go to rest during the festivities. It's not about shutting your dog out. It is about managing the day. Because if you have a lot of people coming round, and especially if there's a lot of children where there's so much excitement and running around, it's absolutely, of course, you want your dog involved in that. But just watch how your dog's behaving. And if they're getting overexcited, then have a prepared place that they can go and just simply get a rest for a while, away from all the noise and, the buzz. If your dog uses a crate,
Mm.
then they're used to it. They like it. It's a wee safe place for them. So perhaps put them in their crate, or maybe if you've got a lot of people coming into the house, you might need to move the crate somewhere temporarily, for Christmas Day. But make sure you do that a good number of days or week before, so that your dog's used to it being there. If you don't use a crate, and not everybody does, of course, and older dogs don't always need them, then perhaps just put your dog somewhere where they feel comfortable and they feel safe. So if they normally sleep in your bedroom with you, then that might be a good place, to pop them in there. Probably quite a good idea to also put them somewhere with some food, with a Kong, so that they're occupied, or a licky mat or something like that, and they're more than happy. And then you don't feel guilty, because we have a terrible guilt about, sometimes putting our dogs out. But
Mm.
it's not about excluding them. It's about managing your dog and making
Yeah.
them feel happy. And even if they have a rest for an hour or 2 hours, and then they can come back in. So perhaps just something to be thinking about.
Yeah, because there's going to be a lot going on, and your dog's going to be excited, and
Yeah.
all these people and attention, so to manage that rest is really important. And if you are popping them in a bedroom that they normally sleep in, or if your dog just sleeps anywhere, maybe if you've got a utility or another room that you won't be using, again, like Lorna says, to feed them in that room for a week, so that they get used to, oh, food sources coming from
Mhm.
here. And when you do pop them in, give them a lick mat or a filled Kong, and frozen. If you freeze them, then obviously they last longer. So that's quite good. And something to chew on, like a yak bar or something,
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
really good. But as long as your dog's occupied and they've got that, then they should be quite happy.
Mhm.
But definitely set the situation up for a week or so.
Yeah.
Another thing to watch out for: dogs are opportunists, aren't they, Lorna?
Yes.
They take the opportunity. I mean,
Opportunist thieves.
yeah, definitely. I mean, you had a Springer Spaniel, didn't
Mm.
you, Lorna? I mean, we've always fed our dogs naturally. They get raw fed,
Mhm.
natural fed, so full tummies, happy dogs. But even
Oh,
defed.
yeah. There's no way she was hungry or looking for food. But crikey, if I turned my back and there was food sitting there, she was a typical confident female dog and an opportunist thief, and it would be gone. So,
Yeah,
it dogs, that's just dog behavior. So you
yeah,
you just have to be ready for it,
yeah.
because I would never have had her in a room that's groaning, a table groaning with food at Christmas, because she was pretty well trained, but she would be up grabbing something if she got a chance. It's just her instincts. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, this is it. So things like, when you are eating dinner, I had this question from a client the other day. You put your dog with a Kong, a stuffed Kong.
Mm.
If you are thinking of giving a Christmas dinner to your dog, mix the veg and the turkey together or the meat together and stuff it in a Kong
Yeah.
and give the Christmas dinner that way, or a bit of the Christmas dinner that way. And that way your dog's eating while you're eating as well,
Yeah.
because all these wonderful smells, dogs' noses are so powerful. So that chocolate that you think you've put right out of
Mm.
reach might be an opportunity for your dog.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
it is really important to keep things well out of reach of them, because the last thing you want is for your dog to get hold of that whole box of chocolates, or something they shouldn't have. But even Christmas Day, if the worst does happen, then the emergency vet, isn't it, Lorna?
Yeah.
They're still
Yes,
working.
it's probably a good idea to make sure. I mean, most of you probably have your vet's number handy, but it's probably a good idea to double check that it is available. Because if your dog happens to eat something, if it gets its hand on that, or gets its mouth rather around that turkey leg, which is a cooked bone, which of
Mm,
course is absolutely horrendous. I mean, you must make sure that you never ever give, anything cooked with a bone in it to a dog. The meat's fine, but not the bone. But they do tend to grab it. But if anything like that happens, or if they get chocolate, and you think you need a vet, then most, of course, will be closed. But there's always an emergency vet. So
yeah,
if you simply just phone your normal vet's number, there will be an answering machine giving you an emergency number to contact that you can go to. So, it means that there's always somebody available, but useful probably to just keep your vet's number at the
yeah.
forefront, just in case. Hopefully you never need it, but
Hopefully not. Yeah, just be on the safe side, keep everything out of reach. Try and stay away. I mean, we all like to treat our dogs at Christmas and give them little tidbits, but do try to stay away from, sugar and salt. Definitely those two things.
so
Uh,
no gravy.
no gravy.
You don't put the
Yeah.
meat and the veg out and pour the gravy over it, because the gravy's got, a lot of people do that inadvertently without thinking, because they think, oh, I'll moisten it. But gravy's loaded with salt. And remember, also stuffing in turkey can be full of spices and things. So probably avoid that. Stick to
Mm,
the slightly blander foods for your
mm.
dog, and they'll
Yeah.
absolutely adore it.
The vegetables and the
Yeah.
meat, yeah, definitely, definitely. So with again, there's lots of lovely treats out there, natural treats
Mm-mm.
that you can buy for your dog to keep them occupied on Christmas Day. But yeah, just keep them,
Yak chew,
yeah,
Sonia.
yeah, really good yak chew. And they
Antlers.
last quite a while. Yeah,
Mm.
antlers, they're really good as well. So it's just a matter of really just keeping your dog safe, but remembering they are opportunists. So even if you feed natural or raw on a really good diet, they're still going to take that opportunity, probably, aren't they, Lorna?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So have a happy and safe Christmas, and we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, thank you for watching and wishing you all a Merry Christmas. Bye for now.
Bye.